Good afternoon. My name is Larry Klayman. You know me as the founder of both Judicial Watch and now Freedom Watch. I'm a former federal prosecutor. I'm a member of the U.S. Supreme Court. I've been a lawyer for 40 years. I want to talk to you about Justice Ginsburg, who has a conflict of interest in deciding the so-called travel ban of President Trump, which is now in front of the Supreme Court. President Trump's Justice Department, run by Attorney General Jeff Sessions, has asked the court to remove the stay on implementation of that travel ban. And of course, in the wake of all the terrorist attacks in England in the last 3 months, 3 major terrorist attacks elsewhere throughout the world and the United States, this becomes even more important that we have a vetting process to look at countries, 6 countries in this instance, who have very large Muslim populations, to make sure that terrorists aren't infiltrating our country as they have in England. Now, what Justice Ginsburg said during the presidential campaign, I'm going to put that up on the screen, she made several prejudicial remarks against who became the President of the United States, Donald Trump. She called him all kinds of names. She was quite pointed in her, not just criticism, but personal ad hominem attacks against President Trump. And she did that even after he became president and was sworn in on January 20th. Now, under the Code of Conduct for federal judges, you cannot bring politics into your decision-making or even your everyday course of conduct. It's simply illegal and it's unethical. And in addition, a judge is to be respectful towards everybody. Doesn't matter who they are, because what counts is not just justice, but the appearance of justice. So Justice Ginsburg, her name is Ruth, her first name, has to disqualify herself from any consideration of a case with regard to President Trump, at least with regard to this travel ban where she's made pointed comments about his so-called bigotry. She will not do that because Supreme Court justices believe that they're above the law. They believe that they're not liable under the Code of Conduct. The Chief Justice of the Supreme Court, John Roberts, said a few years ago in his annual report that our ethics are beyond reproach because we're confirmed by the Senate Judiciary Committee and they vet us. Now, that is such nonsense. That is such prevarication, and frankly it's dishonest. And we're going to be filing an ethics complaint against Justice Ginsburg with the Supreme Court. They're the highest authority in this country. But don't be surprised if it's rejected. And this is what we're up against now in our justice system. It's why we need another constitutional convention. Freedom Watch is going to call for that sometime next year in Philadelphia, my native city, where the Declaration of Independence was signed. We need term limits on judges, and for that matter, Supreme Court justices, I think, should be limited as well, because this kind of behavior can't continue. Justice Ginsburg should be put out to pasture. She shouldn't be sitting there right now. Now, ironically, she's been illegally surveyed, according to Dennis Montgomery, our whistleblower, so that she's also subject to potential blackmail by the national security agencies that we know were violating the Fourth Amendment, particularly under President Obama and leftist interests. So I call this to your attention today. We are going to be filing an ethics complaint against her at the Supreme Court on principle if she does not recuse herself from the travel ban. Wanted you to know what's going on, but this is how our judiciary has completely become politicized and is broken down when it comes to these kinds of cases. Doesn't matter what side of the aisle you're on, frankly. Anyway, thank you for listening. All the best. I say somewhat facetiously because without a Supreme Court that has integrity, this country is in deep trouble. God bless you. God bless America. God save America. Go to our website at freedomwatchusa.org. Please contribute to our cause. We're the only ones that have the courage to take these issues straight on. God bless you.